Hey everyone, welcome back. Type 1 Cook here again. Now today's video is going to be the first of 3 videos on Type 1 and travel, and this one will be on packing. Getting ready to go traveling can be difficult for anyone, let alone a Type 1 diabetic. So to help you guys out here, I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I get ready to go traveling and what I pack. So let's just start off with the basics. I always make sure I carry a couple different copies of one sheet with emergency contact number, your GP or endocrinologist number, as well as a copy of prescriptions and a glucagon kit, which is also very important, and also glucose tabs or juices to put in your carry-on bag. Now these can be consolidated into one emergency pack, but it's good to spread those papers around throughout different pockets of your bag in case you accidentally lose one or someone goes into your pockets and steals them. Next up are your day-to-day supplies. This is your insulin pump supplies like your insets, your cannulas, IV preps. If you have a pen, that's extra vials and needles, test strips. You should take what you think you need and double it and pack that, because things happen on the road, there are complications, things get lost, so it's always good to have extra. And I pack sometimes more than double what I need, and it's come in handy multiple times. For example, right now I've been traveling for about 4 months now, and I have used up all of my test strips 2 times over. So I've had to go to the pharmacy and get more test strips about 3 times now. When it comes to packing insulin, even though I use a pump, I make sure I pack the pen vials for my Novo Nordisk pen just as a backup. And this thing has come in handy so many times when I don't have a pump site on me or my pump fails for whatever reason. So it's always good to pack the insulin that you have in pen vials just in case. And also, as far as insulin pumps are concerned, if you use one, it's probably a good idea to pack a spare backup pump. And most pump companies will, if you ask nicely, send you a outdated model as a backup, just for use on the road if something goes wrong with your primary pump. I don't know how many of you wear Medic Alerts, but I find it gives me a peace of mind, as well as those back home, if I wear one on a daily basis. This is another thing I pack extra of, because I've had multiple instances where I've lost or destroyed my Medic Alert. And I wear a dog tag Medic Alert, just because I like the style, but I've had one of them drop to the bottom of a pool in Australia. For all I know, it's still there. Never found it. I had one of them get eaten by a X-ray machine in a German airport. There are things that will happen, so it's always good to have backups of everything. So the next 2 things I want to talk to you about are both invaluable for when you're traveling. The first one is a letter from your GP or endo. That's a kind of to whom it may concern letter. But I'll get more into that in the next episode on airports and how to handle that as a Type 1 diabetic. The second thing is these bad boys right here. Now these are called Frio packs. I'm sure there are multiple different brands, but this is the one that I use. It's a little pouch that you soak in water overnight, the night before, and the gel beads in it will absorb the water, and there afterwards you can put your insulin in there and it evaporates, keeping the insulin cool. And it'll work for about 24 hours. Stretch them to 72 hours sometimes, but it depends on the size of them. And you can get multiple different sizes. These are like the smallest ones. I have a big one with all my insulin downstairs in the fridge right now. And they come with a little pouch, and you just stick them on like the mesh pocket on the outside of a bag, or strap it to the outside, and as long as it breathes, it functions perfectly. And these are fantastic because I've had times where I had to carry the insulin on me. I didn't have it in a fridge or any access to cooling at all. And I was in Spain actually a few months ago, and I needed to hike up, well, I didn't need to, I wanted to hike up a mountain, and my sister was with me, and we parked the car at the bottom. The car was way too hot to leave any insulin in there. I probably shouldn't have even left my test strips in there, it was that hot. But I was able to put my insulin in the Frio pack in my bag and take that up the mountain with me. Even though it got up to about 105 degrees, my insulin still stayed perfectly cool, and by the time I got back to the car hours later, the car was so hot we had to let it air out for like 20 minutes. But my insulin was perfectly safe. I was drenched in sweat, my sister was drenched in sweat, it was a fantastic hike. But it would have turned terrible if my insulin hadn't been kept cool. So Frio packs are invaluable when you're traveling, and negates the need to always check to see if there's a fridge where you're going. And as long as you have water to soak it in overnight, there's no worries at all. I use it every single time I go traveling, so I highly recommend it. I'll provide a link down below to their website so you can go check out different sizes and whatnot and see which one's right for you. I know this seems like a lot of information now, but prior planning is what makes it able for you to enjoy your trip further down the line without all the headaches and stress that comes with not packing correctly. So I'm going to write up a list of the things that we've gone over in the video as a checklist for you to just go through at your own pace and check it off as you're packing. I'm going to be writing that up on my website, so I'll provide a link down in the description below as well. Thank you for watching, and I hope this helped you out. Please feel free to share it around to other diabetics and to check me out on Facebook as Type 1 Cook or on my website, www.type1cook.com. There will be an Instagram coming soon, so I'll let you guys know about that. And stay tuned for the next video.